Not every Harley Davidson is built to last. Some just pretend to be. While most people assume any Harley will run forever, the truth is, only certain models actually deliver on that promise. The difference between a bike that quits after 50,000 miles and one that's still running strong at 150,000 comes down to which one you choose. These are the 20 Harley Davidsons so reliable, they'll outlive your need to ever buy another motorcycle. The legendary Road King. When riders talk about going the distance, the Road King always comes up. This isn't some flashy bike that looks great in the showroom and falls apart after a year. It's the kind of machine that gets better with age, like that leather jacket you refuse to throw away, even though your spouse keeps suggesting it. The Road King was built with one purpose in mind: to eat up miles without complaint. And it does exactly that, year after year, without drama or excuses. What makes this bike special is how it handles the real world. Highways, back roads, rough patches, smooth stretches. It doesn't care. The suspension soaks up bumps like they're nothing, and the engine just keeps humming along. Owners regularly clock 100,000 miles on these things, and some even push past 150,000 with nothing more than oil changes and basic upkeep. That's not luck. That's engineering done right. Some people change bikes more often than they change their phone number. But Road King owners, they're in it for life. The touring design is straightforward too, which means any decent mechanic can work on it without needing a computer science degree. Parts are easy to find and fixes don't require a second mortgage. This bike was designed to be repaired on the side of the road if it ever came to that, though most riders never face that problem. It's the kind of reliability that lets you plan a cross-country trip without wondering if you'll actually make it. The comfort level stays consistent even after years of heavy use, which tells you the seat and suspension were built with long-term riding in mind. The Road King treats maintenance schedules like suggestions from your doctor. You should probably follow them, but it'll keep working even if you forget once or twice. The engine doesn't care if you're cruising through desert heat or mountain cold. It adapts and keeps running. The classic styling means it never looks dated, and that's important when you're planning to keep a bike for decades. Some modern designs look ridiculous 5 years later, but the Road King maintains its dignity. It's the kind of bike that fits into any era without trying too hard. The Road King doesn't promise anything fancy. It just delivers every single time, without asking for applause or special treatment. Street Glide Special. The Street Glide Special proves that style and substance can actually get along. Most bikes either look incredible and break down constantly, or run forever, but look like they were assembled in someone's garage. This one manages both. The Milwaukee 8 engine inside this thing is about as close to bulletproof as a motorcycle engine gets, and riders who take it across the country will tell you it never skips a beat. The balance is perfect too, which matters more than people think when you're cruising for hours at a time. Over the years, Harley made smart upgrades to the suspension, so the ride got smoother and steadier without losing any of that classic feel. Well, that's the kind of improvement that doesn't make headlines, but makes all the difference when you're 500 miles from home. The bike holds its value better than most, and that's no accident. Low failure rates mean fewer people are dumping these things on the used market out of frustration. Parts are everywhere, so even if something does go wrong, it's not a months-long ordeal to get back on the road. Trying to find parts for some bikes is like trying to find a gas station in the middle of nowhere. Good luck and Godspeed. The Street Glide Special doesn't try to reinvent motorcycling. It just takes what works and does it better. The fairing cuts through wind cleanly. The electronics stay out of your way. And the whole package feels like it was built by people who actually ride. That's rare these days. Most manufacturers seem to design bikes for test tracks and marketing photos, not for real humans who want to ride every weekend without worrying about what might fail next. This bike respects your time and your wallet, and that's worth more than any fancy gadget. The paint holds up well, even after years of sun exposure, and the chrome doesn't pit or corrode easily. These details matter when you're keeping a bike for the long haul. The seat is comfortable enough for all-day rides, but supportive enough that you're not sliding around in corners. Some bike seats are designed by people who've clearly never sat on one for more than 10 minutes. The Street Glide Special isn't one of those bikes. The instrument cluster is easy to read in all lighting conditions, and the controls fall naturally to hand. These ergonomic touches reduce fatigue and make the riding experience better overall. The Street Glide Special proves that premium doesn't have to mean problematic. Electroglide Ultra Classic. If comfort had a two-wheeled form, it would look like the Electroglide Ultra Classic. Riders call it the armchair of the highway, and they're not exaggerating. This bike was made for people who want to cover serious ground without feeling like they just went 10 rounds with a heavyweight boxer. The engines in these machines are the stuff of legend. They outlast most cars, and that's not marketing hype. That's what happens when you build something to handle decades of use instead of just making it to the warranty expiration date. The electrical systems on the Electroglide are rock solid, which is saying something because that's usually where touring bikes fall apart. Wiring problems, weird electronic gremlins, dashboard lights that flicker for no reason, none of that here. The frame was designed to absorb the punishment of long-distance travel, and it shows. This is the bike people choose when they want to ride to Alaska and back without spending more time in repair shops than on the road. It's favored by riders who value peace of mind over everything else. Nobody wants to be stuck in the middle of nowhere trying to diagnose why their bike decided to quit. With the Electroglide, that's just not a concern. Regular maintenance keeps it running, and regular maintenance is all it asks for. No surprises, no mysterious noises, no sudden breakdowns that leave you stranded. The reliability isn't flashy, but it's consistent, and consistency is what keeps riders loyal to this model. You could ride this bike twice to Alaska and back, and it would still fire up on the first try when you got home. That's not a promise. That's a track record. The storage capacity is generous without being awkward, and the lids seal tight enough to keep rain out even during heavy storms. The windshield provides excellent wind protection without creating turbulence around your helmet. These touring features work properly year after year, which is surprisingly rare in the motorcycle world. The sound system, if equipped, continues to function even after thousands of miles of vibration and weather exposure. That's the kind of durability that separates the Electroglide from bikes that look similar but fall apart after a few seasons. Heritage Classic. Retro styling usually means old problems come along for the ride, but not with the Heritage Classic. This bike looks like it rolled out of a 1950s movie, all chrome and curves. But underneath that classic shell is modern softail engineering that actually works. It's perfect for riders who want heads turning when they pull up, but don't want to deal with constant breakdowns and expensive fixes. The chrome-rich design hides a heart that's tougher and lower maintenance than most people expect. Harley pulled off something tricky here. They made a bike that satisfies nostalgia without the headaches that usually come with it. The mileage performance on the Heritage Classic is impressive, and the low vibration makes long rides actually enjoyable instead of numbing. That's a big deal because some cruisers will shake your fillings loose after an hour, but this one keeps things smooth. It's a timeless cruiser in the truest sense. You can take it to a parade one weekend and hit the open road the next without worrying if it's up to the task. Some bikes are high maintenance, kind of like that friend who calls you at midnight because their life is falling apart again, but the Heritage Classic, it's the reliable buddy who shows up on time and never asks for anything. The engine doesn't complain, the transmission shifts cleanly, and the whole package feels like it was assembled by people who cared about more than just meeting a production quota. Reliability like this doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of good design choices and quality components that don't cut corners. The Heritage Classic proves you can have your cake and eat it too. Or in this case, have a gorgeous bike that doesn't spend more time in the shop than on the road. That's a rare combination. The foot pegs are positioned well for both relaxed cruising and more spirited riding. And the handlebars put your arms at a natural angle that doesn't cause shoulder fatigue. These ergonomic details matter during long rides when small discomforts turn into major problems. The Heritage Classic got those details right from the start. The bike handles so well that even parallel parking becomes easy. Which is good, because trying to squeeze a big cruiser into a tight spot usually requires the patience of a saint and the skills of a surgeon. The fuel tank holds enough for decent range without making the bike too heavy, and the gauge is accurate enough that you won't be surprised by an empty tank. The Heritage Classic demonstrates that classic looks and modern reliability aren't mutually exclusive. Sportster Iron 883. Simplicity is the secret weapon of the Sportster Iron 883. Fewer parts mean fewer things that can break, and that basic truth makes this one of the most dependable Harleys ever made. The air-cooled engine is known for being nearly indestructible, and maintenance is straightforward enough that even newer riders can handle most of it. The lightweight frame makes it beginner-friendly without feeling like a toy, and that same simplicity that makes it easy to learn on also makes it last. Riders regularly push these past 80,000 miles with nothing but routine care, which is more than you can say for a lot of modern bikes loaded with electronics and complicated systems. This is a no-drama bike in the best possible way. You hop on, start it up, and ride. No fussing with settings, no worrying about sensors failing, no mysterious warning lights that require a dealer visit to decode. It just works day after day, ride after ride. For people who want to spend their time riding instead of wrenching or troubleshooting, the Iron 883 is hard to beat. Mechanics love these bikes almost as much as riders do, probably because they see them so rarely in the shop. Kind of like a dentist who never sees the same patient twice, because everyone's teeth are perfect. The air-cooled engine also means one less thing to worry about. No radiators to leak, no coolant to change, no overheating issues in traffic. It breathes, it runs, it keeps going. The Iron 883 doesn't try to impress anyone with fancy features or cutting-edge technology. It impresses by being there when you need it, starting every time, and running without complaint. That's the kind of reliability that builds lifelong loyalty, and it's why so many riders stick with Sportsters decade after decade. The tank holds enough fuel for a decent ride without making the bike front-heavy, and the seat is firm enough to be supportive without being uncomfortable. The controls are intuitive and responsive, which helps newer riders build confidence quickly. The chain drive requires occasional adjustment, but provides direct power delivery that feels engaging to ride. Some bikes make you feel like you're piloting a spaceship with all their buttons and screens, but the Iron 883 is refreshingly straightforward. It's the flip phone of motorcycles, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. The exhaust note has that classic Harley rumble without being obnoxiously loud, and the bike looks tough without trying too hard. It's not about flash, it's about function, and this bike has that nailed down perfectly. Softail Deluxe. The Softail Deluxe runs as good as it looks, which is rare because most bikes that look this good spend half their life being fixed. All that chrome isn't just for show. It's sitting on top of an engine that rarely complains and a suspension design that improves both comfort and reliability. Mechanics actually call this one of Harley's most forgiving builds, which is high praise from people who see broken bikes all day long. The smooth ride comes from smart engineering choices, not from piling on extra parts that will fail eventually. This bike is basically a couch on wheels, but a dependable one that won't leave you stranded. The engine stays cool under pressure, the transmission shifts like butter, and the whole machine feels like it was built to last decades instead of just looking good in a showroom. That chrome-heavy styling could easily be hiding problems, but instead, it's covering up one of the toughest engines Harley has built. The Softail Deluxe doesn't ask for much. Regular oil changes, basic upkeep, and it's happy. No weird quirks, no temperamental behavior, no surprise repair bills that make you regret the purchase. It's straightforward in the best way, giving riders exactly what they want without drama or complications. The ride quality stays consistent even after years of use, which tells you the frame and suspension were designed right from the start. Some bikes start falling apart after a few seasons, but the Softail Deluxe just keeps going, looking good while doing it. That combination of beauty and reliability is what keeps riders coming back to this model. You get the classic Harley look without the classic Harley headaches. The floorboards provide a stable platform that reduces leg fatigue on long rides, and the backrest offers genuine support instead of just being decorative. The saddlebags are spacious enough for weekend trips and styled to match the bike's classic aesthetic. The instruments are clearly marked and easy to read at a glance, which matters more than most people realize when you're navigating unfamiliar roads. The Softail Deluxe proves that you don't have to sacrifice reliability for style, and that's a lesson some manufacturers still haven't learned even today. Fat Boy. Arnold Schwarzenegger made this bike famous, but mechanics are the ones who really appreciate it. The Fat Boy is heavy, there's no denying that, but it carries its weight like a true classic. Those wide tires aren't just for looks, they absorb road stress better than narrow ones, which means less wear and tear on everything else. The solid frame takes punishment and shrugs it off, and the minimal electronics mean fewer things that can malfunction. Some bikes have more electronics than a spaceship, and about as much chance of working when you really need them. This bike was built to last decades with simple upkeep, and that's exactly what it does. No complicated systems, no fragile components, just solid engineering that handles whatever you throw at it. The Fat Boy doesn't care if you ride it hard or treat it gently. It keeps running either way. That reliability comes from design choices made years ago, back when Harley was more focused on building bikes that worked than bikes that looked good in advertisements. The engine is strong without being temperamental. The transmission is tough without being clunky. And the whole package feels like it was assembled by people who understood that riders need their bikes to work, not just impress their friends. The weight some people complain about is actually part of what makes this bike so stable and long-lasting. It's planted on the road, soaking up bumps and rough patches without transferring all that stress to the rider or the components. That's why mechanics smile when they see Fat Boys roll in. They know these things are built right, and they know they won't be seeing them often for major repairs. The Fat Boy is like that friend who never complains about helping you move furniture. Sure, they're heavy and take up a lot of space, but they get the job done without whining about it. The Fat Boy proves that sometimes old-school thinking produces better results than modern gimmicks. The brake system provides confident stopping power even with all that weight, and the clutch pull is manageable despite the bike's size. The riding position is neutral enough for relaxed cruising, but still allows for active riding when the road gets interesting. The fuel injection system works reliably in all weather conditions, and the battery rarely needs replacement even after years of service. It's heavy, yes, but it's also reliable, and most riders would take reliability over a few saved pounds any day of the week. Lowrider S. Aggressive riding and dependability don't usually go together, but the Lowrider S makes it work. This bike was designed for riders who like to push a little harder, but still value not being stranded on the side of the road. The Milwaukee 8 117 engine delivers steady power without straining, which is the key to longevity. Engines that are constantly working at their limit don't last. Engines that have power in reserve do. The precision handling on the Lowrider S isn't just about fun. It reduces wear on key components by keeping everything balanced and controlled. The fuel efficiency is better than you'd expect from a bike this powerful, which means fewer stops and fewer worries about finding the next gas station. If bikes had personalities, the Lowrider S would be that friend who's always up for an adventure, but never forgets to bring a first aid kit and a map. It's one of Harley's most balanced bikes when it comes to power meeting endurance. You get performance without sacrificing reliability, and that's a tough balance to strike. Most manufacturers lean too far one way or the other. Either you get a rocket that brakes constantly, or you get a dependable bike that's boring to ride. The Lowrider S finds the sweet spot. The engine cooling system works well, the oil system handles heat without problems, and the transmission can take aggressive shifting without complaining. These are the details that matter when you're putting serious miles on a bike year after year. The Lowrider S handles daily commutes and weekend trips with equal ease, which is rare. Most bikes excel at one or the other, but this one does both without breaking a sweat. That versatility comes from smart engineering and quality components that don't cut corners. The suspension is adjustable, which lets riders dial in the perfect setup for their weight and riding style. And those settings stay consistent over time without drifting or needing constant readjustment. The front brakes provide excellent feedback and stopping power, while the rear brake is progressive and easy to modulate. The Lowrider S accelerates smoothly enough that you won't accidentally launch yourself into the next county, but it's got enough punch that passing slower traffic is never a problem. The seat is supportive without being rock hard, and the controls are positioned for active riding without causing wrist or shoulder strain. The Lowrider S proves you can have power, handling, and reliability all in one package if you're willing to design it right from the start. Street Bob 114. Lightweight but built like a tank. That's the Street Bob 114 in a nutshell. The simplified frame means fewer parts that can fail, and fewer parts mean less maintenance and lower costs over time. It's perfect as a daily ride machine because it handles city traffic and highway stretches without complaint. Riders report minimal mechanical issues even after years of regular use, which is the kind of feedback that matters more than any marketing claim. This is a just hop on and go Harley that rarely gives anyone trouble. The 114 engine provides plenty of power without being overkill, and that balance keeps the bike from wearing itself out prematurely. Some bikes are so overpowered they're constantly stressing their own components, but the Street Bob 114 stays in the sweet spot where performance and durability meet. Some people treat their bikes like garage art that only comes out on sunny Sundays. But the Street Bob 114 is built for people who actually ride, rain, shine, or somewhere in between. The transmission shifts smoothly, the brakes are responsive, and the whole machine feels like it was designed by people who actually ride instead of just draw pictures. That's the difference between a good bike and a great one. The details that only show up after thousands of miles. The Street Bob 114 nails those details. The suspension handles rough roads without bottoming out. The engine stays cool in traffic, and the belt drive lasts longer than most riders expect. It's not flashy about its reliability, it just delivers it consistently, ride after ride, without asking for applause or special treatment. The simplicity of the design also means repairs are straightforward when they're needed. No complicated electronics to diagnose, no specialized tools required, just basic mechanical work that any decent shop can handle. That accessibility is part of what makes this bike so reliable over the long term. When something does eventually need attention, fixing it doesn't require a specialist or a month-long wait for parts. The Street Bob 114 is proof that sometimes less really is more. Fewer gadgets means fewer headaches, and that's a philosophy more manufacturers should adopt. The minimalist styling ages well too, never looking dated or trying too hard to be trendy. The Street Bob 114 respects your time and your wallet, and that's exactly what riders want from a daily machine. Road Glide. The Road Glide took wind tunnel testing seriously, and it shows. That fairing design keeps rides stable and calm even at highway speeds, which reduces fatigue and makes long trips actually enjoyable. The Milwaukee 8 engines in these bikes are known for extreme reliability under pressure, handling hour after hour of riding without overheating or complaining. The frame-mounted fairing is the secret weapon here. It reduces vibration and long-term wear by keeping everything stable instead of letting the front end shake around. This is one of Harley's most comfortable, low-maintenance touring bikes, and riders often call it the Cadillac that doesn't quit. That's not marketing speak. That's what happens when you design a bike specifically for eating up miles day after day. The Road Glide doesn't have a lot of fancy features, but what it does have works perfectly every time. The engine never leaves you guessing, the transmission shifts when it should, and the electrical system stays reliable even after years of use. Some touring bikes are like hotel rooms. They promise luxury, but deliver disappointment and weird stains. The Road Glide is more like that reliable motel where everything works and nobody bothers you. The comfort comes from the riding position, the suspension quality, and the way the whole bike absorbs road imperfections without transferring them to the rider. After a full day of riding, you feel tired, but not beaten up, which is the mark of good design. The Road Glide also handles well for such a big bike, staying planted in corners and stable in crosswinds. That stability isn't just about comfort, it's about safety and reducing wear on components. When a bike fights you constantly, everything wears out faster. When it works with you like the Road Glide does, parts last longer and problems stay rare. The saddlebags are genuinely waterproof and spacious enough for extended trips, and the locking mechanisms stay functional even after years of use. The sound system, if equipped, delivers clear audio even at highway speeds, and the controls are positioned where you can adjust them without taking your eyes off the road. The Road Glide handles cross-country trips so well that some riders forget they're on a motorcycle and start looking for the cruise control button, which thankfully it actually has. This bike proves that touring machines don't have to be complicated to be effective. Dyna Super Glide. Among Harley purists, the Dyna Super Glide holds a special place. This bike became a cult favorite not because of flashy marketing or celebrity endorsements, but because it simply refused to quit. The air-cooled twin-cam engine in this machine lasts decades with nothing more than basic care, and that's the kind of longevity that builds legendary status. It strikes an excellent balance between cruiser comfort and raw performance, giving riders the best of both worlds without forcing them to compromise on either front. The Dyna frame is known for being tough and forgiving at the same time. Some bikes are so delicate you need to handle them like fine china, but the Dyna Super Glide can take a beating like an old cast iron skillet. And just like that skillet, it gets better with age. Riders often modify these bikes heavily, adding custom parts and making changes to suit their personal style. And the impressive thing is that the original reliability stays intact through all those modifications. That speaks volumes about the strength of the underlying design. You can drop this bike, fix it with basic tools, and still ride it home without calling a tow truck or worrying about catastrophic damage. The simplicity of the Dyna platform means fewer specialized parts and less complexity overall. Mechanics appreciate this because repairs are straightforward and parts are readily available without lengthy back orders or special deliveries. The engine runs cool enough to handle stop-and-go traffic without overheating, and the transmission shifts positively without grinding or hunting for gears. The suspension setup provides a planted feel without being harsh, which makes the bike comfortable for both short trips around town and longer rides across state lines. The Dyna Super Glide is proof that Harley knew how to build bikes that last back when they weren't worried about adding touchscreens and heated grips. Sometimes the old ways really are the best ways. The belt drive system requires minimal maintenance compared to chains, saving time and money over the life of the bike. The brakes provide solid stopping power without being grabby or overly sensitive, giving riders confidence in all conditions. The riding position is neutral enough for all-day comfort, but still allows for aggressive riding when the mood strikes or the road opens up. This versatility is part of what makes the Dyna Super Glide so beloved among riders who actually use their bikes instead of just polishing them on weekends. The fuel tank capacity provides decent range, and the gauge is accurate enough that you won't be caught off guard. The seat is firm but supportive, designed for real riding rather than showroom sitting. The Dyna Super Glide represents Harley building bikes for riders who actually ride, and that philosophy shows in every component. FXR Series. The FXR Series represents what many consider the most stable and durable Harley chassis ever built. This isn't just opinion or nostalgic thinking. Mechanics who work on bikes every day genuinely love the FXR for its easy maintenance and sturdy design that stands up to real-world use. The frame was engineered specifically to resist bending and vibration issues that plagued earlier models, and it succeeded so well that many 1980s FXRS still run smoother than bikes built last year. That's not nostalgia talking. That's proof that Harley once overbuilt their machines, and riders continue to thank them for it decades later. The strong frame design absorbs road shock without transferring it all to the rider or stressing the engine mounts. This reduces wear on critical components and extends the life of everything from the engine internals to the electrical system connections. The FXR handles well for a bike of its era, staying composed in corners and stable at highway speeds without feeling nervous or unpredictable. The suspension components were quality pieces when new and remain rebuildable today, which means even older FXRS can be brought back to excellent riding condition without exotic parts or massive expense. What makes the FXR special is how it ages gracefully. Most bikes deteriorate over time, losing their tightness and developing rattles and quirks. But the FXR just keeps delivering that solid, planted ride quality year after year. The engine mounting system isolates vibration effectively, which not only improves comfort, but also reduces long-term mechanical stress on components throughout the bike. The steering geometry is nearly perfect, giving riders confidence in all conditions without feeling nervous or twitchy at any speed. The fuel system on these bikes is simple and reliable, with carburetors that are easy to tune and maintain without computer diagnostics or special equipment. The electrical system, while basic by modern standards, functions reliably without the gremlins that plague more complicated setups with dozens of sensors and modules. The frame itself is so well designed that custom builders still actively seek out FXR chassis as the foundation for their high-end projects. That continued demand keeps values strong and proves that good engineering never goes out of style, even when surrounded by modern alternatives. The FXR demonstrates that sometimes manufacturers get it absolutely right, creating a platform that exceeds expectations for decades instead of just meeting warranty requirements. Harley built the FXR to last, and last it has, outliving many bikes that came after it and earning a devoted following that refuses to let these machines fade away. Softail Slim. Clean lines and dependable performance define the Softail Slim in every way. This bike takes the less is more philosophy seriously, stripping away unnecessary frills while keeping everything that actually matters for reliable riding. The Milwaukee 8 engine provides reliable power in a classic frame that's been proven over countless miles and diverse conditions. The lightweight body design puts less strain on the engine and suspension components which translates directly into longer life and fewer problems over the ownership experience. The Softail Slim is comfortable enough for daily commuting, but capable enough for long weekend rides across multiple states. That versatility makes it a practical choice for riders who want one bike that does everything well without needing a garage full of specialized machines. The Softail Slim is like that one tool in your garage that you use for everything. It might not be fancy, but it gets the job done every single time without complaining. The suspension is well tuned for a smooth ride, without feeling soft or wallowy, and the brakes provide confident stopping power in all conditions from dry pavement to unexpected rain. What riders appreciate most is how the Softail Slim just works day after day. There are no complicated electronics to fail at inconvenient times, no finicky systems that require constant attention or adjustment, just solid mechanical engineering that delivers consistent performance. The riding position is relaxed without being extreme, making it accessible for riders of different sizes and experience levels. The controls fall naturally to hand, and the instrument cluster provides all necessary information without unnecessary clutter or confusing displays. Some bikes have so many gauges and displays they look like airplane cockpits, but the Softail Slim keeps things simple. You get what you need and nothing you don't. The fuel tank capacity provides decent range without making the bike front heavy or awkward at stops, and the seat is supportive enough for extended rides without causing numbness or discomfort. The belt drive requires minimal maintenance compared to chains. The exhaust system is durable and sounds good without being obnoxiously loud, and the paint holds up well even after years of sun exposure and weather. The engine stays cool in traffic, the transmission shifts smoothly throughout its range, and the electrical system remains reliable year after year. The Softail Slim proves that simplicity and reliability go hand in hand, and riders who choose this bike rarely regret it. The minimalist styling ages well too, never looking dated or trying too hard to be trendy. You'll quit riding before this bike quits running, and that's exactly the kind of confidence every rider wants. Fat Bob 114. Power and low maintenance rarely coexist in the motorcycle world, but the Fat Bob 114 manages both impressively. This bike is rugged in every sense, built to handle aggressive riding without constant repairs or adjustments that drain your wallet and patience. The dual-disc front brakes provide serious stopping power and improve long-term safety by maintaining consistent performance even under hard use and demanding conditions. The heavy suspension absorbs impacts that would rattle other bikes to pieces, and it does so without going soft or losing its damping characteristics over time and miles. The 114 cubic inch engine delivers strong torque without feeling stressed or strained at any point in the power band. That power reserve means the engine isn't constantly working at its limit, which is the secret to longevity in any motor, whether it's in a bike or a car. The cooling system handles heat well, keeping temperatures in check even during summer rides through slow traffic where air cooling alone isn't enough. The oil system is robust, maintaining proper pressure and flow throughout the engine's operating range, regardless of riding conditions. These engineering details might not make headlines or win design awards, but they're what separate bikes that last from bikes that don't make it past warranty expiration. Riders who treat every ride like an adventure find the Fat Bob 114 consistently up to the task. The bold styling catches attention wherever you park, but the reliability is what truly stands out after months and years of ownership. The frame is stiff enough for precise handling, but compliant enough to soak up rough pavement without transmitting every imperfection to the rider's spine. The transmission is strong enough to handle aggressive shifting and hard acceleration without slipping or grinding, even when you're not being gentle with it. The electrical system is straightforward and reliable, with quality components that don't fail mysteriously after a few years like some modern bikes. The seat provides good support without being uncomfortable, and the riding position allows for both relaxed cruising and more aggressive riding depending on your mood and the road conditions. The instrument cluster is clear and easy to read at a glance, and the controls are logically arranged and responsive without being overly sensitive. The fuel injection system works flawlessly in all weather, from freezing mornings to scorching afternoons. The Fat Bob 114 delivers on the promise of performance without the punishment of constant maintenance, making it ideal for riders who want excitement without anxiety or uncertainty about reliability. Pan America 1250. Harley's first adventure bike surprised everyone by being genuinely bulletproof in real-world conditions. Skeptics expected problems with this departure from traditional cruisers, assuming Harley couldn't build anything beyond V-twins on two wheels. But the Pan America 1250 proved them wrong in dramatic fashion. The liquid-cooled engine has been tested in deserts, mountains, and cities, handling extreme temperatures and demanding conditions without complaint or failure. This engine technology was completely new for Harley, and many doubted it would be reliable or durable, but years of real-world use have shown those doubts were unfounded and pessimistic. Electronic systems are often the weak point of modern motorcycles, causing mysterious failures and expensive dealer visits. But the Pan America keeps failures to a minimum compared to competitors from established adventure bike manufacturers. Adventure bikes usually have more computer chips than a casino, and about the same odds of everything working properly when you need it. But the Pan America actually delivers on its promises. The bike handles off-road conditions surprisingly well for something this large and heavy, and it transitions back to pavement without drama or adjustment needed. Riders report high mileage with little more than standard oil changes and routine maintenance, like chain adjustment and brake pad replacement, which is impressive for any motorcycle, but especially for one designed to handle such varied and challenging terrain. The suspension travel is generous, and the components are quality pieces that hold up under abuse that would destroy lesser bikes. The brakes provide excellent control in all conditions, from muddy trails to wet pavement to emergency stops on gravel. The traction control system is sophisticated without being intrusive or annoying, helping riders maintain control without feeling like the computer is fighting them or second-guessing every throttle input. The Pan America is proof that Harley can build bikes that work in places where even SUVs fear to go. It's like they finally remembered that motorcycles can do more than just cruise down Main Street. The fuel capacity provides good range for adventure riding where gas stations are scarce, and the seat is comfortable enough for all-day trips without causing pain. The Pan America 1250 represents Harley's successful expansion beyond cruisers, proving they can build reliable bikes in different categories when they commit to doing it right. This bike survives conditions that would leave traditional Harley stranded and broken, and it does so with typical Harley durability that owners have come to expect and demand. Nightster. Compact dimensions and refreshing dependability make the Nightster a standout in Harley's current lineup. The simpler design compared to many modern bikes with their complex systems translates directly into fewer breakdowns and lower maintenance costs over time. This bike is perfect for newer riders who want classic Harley performance without the intimidation factor of larger models that can be overwhelming. The engine delivers strong performance while maintaining excellent fuel economy, and the handling remains steady even under spirited riding on twisty roads. The Nightster proves that Harley's newer technology can preserve old-school reliability without sacrificing modern conveniences. The engineering is modern but not overcomplicated, striking a careful balance between contemporary performance and traditional durability. The frame is light but strong enough to handle aggressive riding, and the suspension components are quality pieces that don't require constant adjustment or replacement. The brakes provide good feedback and stopping power in all conditions, and the transmission shifts smoothly through all gears without false neutrals or grinding. What makes the Nightster special is how it appeals to modern riders while maintaining the reliability that made Harley famous decades ago. The riding position is comfortable for various body types and heights, and the controls are intuitive and responsive without requiring a learning period. The instrument cluster provides necessary information without overwhelming riders with data they don't need or understand. The electrical system is reliable, the fuel injection works consistently in all weather conditions, and the overall package feels well sorted and refined from the factory. The Nightster handles urban environments easily, fitting into tight parking spaces and maneuvering through traffic with agility that larger bikes simply can't match. The engine produces enough power for highway merging and passing slower vehicles, but it's not so aggressive that newer riders feel overwhelmed or scared. The seat height is manageable for most riders without requiring tiptoeing at stops, and the bike feels planted and stable at all speeds, from parking lot crawls to highway cruising. Maintenance intervals are reasonable and don't require constant attention, and service is straightforward without requiring specialized tools or extensive mechanical knowledge. The belt drive is clean and requires minimal maintenance compared to chains that need constant adjustment and lubrication. The Nightster demonstrates convincingly that Harley can build bikes for the next generation of riders without abandoning the reliability that built their reputation and loyal customer base over more than a century. Breakout 117. Brute power meets low-maintenance design in the Breakout 117, creating an unusual combination. The larger displacement engine was built with durability in mind, not fragility or maximum horsepower at any cost. Many assume that bigger engines mean more problems and expensive repairs, but the 117 proves otherwise by delivering strong performance year after year without significant issues or failures. The transmission and belt drive system are known for exceptional lifespan, handling the substantial torque without strain or premature wear that plagues lesser designs. The Breakout manages to be smooth even under high torque loads, which is a rare combination in the motorcycle world where power usually means vibration. Most big engines vibrate like paint mixers and sound like they're about to explode, but the Breakout 117 delivers power smoothly. It's refined enough that you can ride it all day without your hands going numb. The frame is solid and well braced throughout, handling the engine's output without flexing or feeling unstable during hard acceleration. The suspension is tuned carefully to provide a comfortable ride without sacrificing handling precision or feedback. Riders who want performance without constant mechanical drama find the Breakout 117 ideal for their needs. The engine cooling system manages heat effectively, preventing overheating even during extended riding in warm weather or slow traffic. The oil system maintains proper pressure throughout the operating range, protecting internal components from wear and extending engine life. The electrical system handles the power demands without issues, and the fuel injection provides consistent performance in all conditions, from cold starts to hot afternoons. The Breakout 117 is like having a workhorse that also wins beauty contests. It's powerful, reliable, and turns heads everywhere it goes. The riding position is relaxed but not extreme, allowing for comfortable cruising on highways and more aggressive riding when desired on back roads. The seat provides adequate support for extended rides without causing discomfort, and the controls are well positioned and responsive to inputs. The brakes are strong enough to handle the bike's impressive performance, providing confident stopping power without being overly sensitive or grabby. The instrument display is clear and provides all necessary information at a glance, and the fuel capacity gives decent range between fill-ups. The paint and chrome finishes hold up well over time, maintaining that showroom appearance even after years of regular use. The Breakout 117 shows definitively that performance bikes don't have to be temperamental or unreliable, breaking the stereotype that power and dependability can't coexist. Softail Heritage Springer. This retro masterpiece keeps running long after other bikes fade away. The old-school Springer suspension isn't just for looks. It's been proven reliable through decades of actual use. Many models from the 1990s remain on the road today with original engines still running strong, which speaks volumes about build quality. Collectors love the Heritage Springer because it combines beauty with dependability, a combination that's increasingly rare in the motorcycle world. The Springer front end provides a unique ride quality that's surprisingly comfortable once you adapt to it. The design is mechanically simple compared to modern telescopic forks, meaning fewer parts to fail and easier maintenance when needed. The engine in these bikes is the tried-and-true power plant that Harley has refined over many years, delivering reliable performance without drama. The transmission shifts positively, the clutch engages smoothly, and the overall drivetrain feels solid and well-built. What makes the Heritage Springer special is how it bridges past and present successfully. The styling is undeniably nostalgic, taking riders back to an earlier era of motorcycling. But the underlying engineering is sound and dependable. The frame is strong without being heavy. The electrical system is reliable for modern use. And the components are quality pieces that last through years of service. The bike handles well for its style, remaining stable and predictable in normal riding conditions. The Heritage Springer demonstrates that nostalgia and reliability aren't mutually exclusive. The paint and chrome hold up well over time with basic care, maintaining that classic appearance even after years of use. The seat is comfortable enough for extended rides, and the riding position is relaxed without being extreme. This is a bike that rewards ownership in multiple ways, looking great in the garage and running dependably on the road. It's a nostalgic ride that never lets you down. Tour Glide. The early ancestor of Harley's modern touring bikes laid the foundation for everything that followed. The Tour Glide introduced innovations that dramatically improved stability and endurance for long-distance riding. The frame-mounted fairing was revolutionary at the time, reducing front-end fatigue and vibration that plagued fork-mounted designs. This single innovation made touring bikes vastly more comfortable and practical for extended trips. Built with durability as a priority, many Tour Glides remain in active use after 40 years. That longevity isn't luck. It's the result of solid engineering and quality components. The frame is stout, the engine is reliable, and the overall design has proven itself over decades. Riders who own Tour Glides often report that these older bikes still ride better than many modern touring machines, with smooth power delivery and excellent stability. The innovations pioneered in the Tour Glide live on in today's Road Glide and Street Glide models. That frame-mounted fairing design has been refined, but not fundamentally changed because the original concept was sound. The Tour Glide proved that Harley could build serious touring motorcycles that competed with anything else on the market. The electrical system, while simpler than modern bikes, remains functional and reliable. The storage capacity was generous for its time, and the ergonomics were carefully considered to reduce rider fatigue. The suspension handled the weight of a fully loaded touring bike without bottoming out. The brakes, though not as powerful as modern systems, provided adequate stopping power and remain serviceable today. The Tour Glide represents the beginning of Harley's dominance in the touring segment, and its DNA continues in every touring bike they build today. Sportster S. The modern twist on Harley's longest-running series brings new technology without losing the trust that made Sportsters legendary. The new engine technology in the Sportster S reduces heat and vibration significantly, which translates directly into longer component lifespan. Vibration is the enemy of mechanical longevity, slowly loosening fasteners and wearing parts prematurely. By controlling vibration better, the Sportster S protects itself from internal wear. The bike retains the essential toughness of old Sportsters while adding modern efficiency. The Sportster S is like your grandfather's tools. They still work perfectly, but someone finally added rubber grips and a carrying case. fuel economy is improved without sacrificing performance, and the power delivery is smooth throughout the rev range. The handling is precise and confidence-inspiring, making the bike enjoyable in all riding conditions from city streets to mountain roads. Riders appreciate that the Sportster S doesn't feel like a completely different bike from traditional Sportsters. The character remains, the reliability continues, but the refinement is notably better. The suspension components are modern and well-tuned, providing excellent ride quality without requiring constant adjustment. The brakes are powerful and progressive, easy to modulate in all conditions. The electrical system is reliable, the fuel injection works flawlessly, and the overall package feels well-engineered. Some bikes are like new phones, impressive for 6 months until everything breaks. But the Sportster S is built like it plans to stick around for decades. The Sportster S represents thoughtful evolution rather than radical change. Harley took what worked, improved what needed improvement, and left alone what was already right. The result is a modern Sportster that honors the past while embracing the future. This is the kind of Harley you buy once and never sell. These Harleys prove that when the motor company gets it right, they build machines that refuse to quit no matter how many miles you put on them. From Sportsters running past 80,000 miles to touring bikes handling decades of abuse, these are the models that turn skeptics into lifelong believers. Pick one of these and you'll never wonder if you made the right choice.